Namo Phat, good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fifth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful consumption, I vow to cultivate good health, both physical and mental, for myself, my family, and my society, by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. I will ingest only items that preserve peace, well-being, and joy in my body, in my consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family and society. I'm determined not to use alcohol or any other items that contain toxins, such as certain TV programs, magazines, books, films, and conversations. I'm aware that to damage my body or my consciousness with these poisons is to betray my ancestors, my parents, my society, and future generations. I will work to transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and in society by practicing a diet for myself and for society. I understand that a proper diet is crucial for self-transformation and the transformation of society. Our Dharma lesson this morning is Skills for Letting Go by Ajahn Naniko. This is from Beginning Our Day by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. In our practice, we are normally working with the core defilements of greed, anger, and delusion. Often when these defilements arise, the way we deal with them is through restraint. When we restrain the defilements, it feels different than actually letting them go. With restraint, we continue to experience the defilement. It's an undercurrent in the mind. By contrast, when we genuinely let something go, there's a feeling of being completely refreshed and replenished. There can be an experience in both the body and the mind of being filled with a clear, cool, pure substance. Restraint is important as well, however. When there is irritation or anger in the mind, or a nagging desire that won't go away, we can first use restraint as an antidote by applying, for example, metta or asubha practices. The mind will then loosen its grip on these defilements and let go. Sometimes we may think it's impossible for the mind to let go, but it's important that we not think this way. The mind will let go in its own time, according to its conditioning and its karma. In particular, letting go depends on the karma of our skillful effort in the practice. We don't need to figure out when the mind will let go. We just keep practicing. Walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, we keep the Dhamma teachings in mind, moving forward with faith that true letting go is possible. It is not helpful to tell ourselves, I don't have enough power in me to let go. Letting go is a skill. Everyone has to put forth effort, especially when we are just beginning. Learning how to fail is another important part of the letting go practice. About a month ago, I was trying to fix an old planer. It was difficult to get the blade removed. I was in the shop with Doug and I told him, I'm prepared to fail at this, but I'll give it a try. There was one screw with a stripped head, and after a while I finally managed to remove it. I was so excited when I took it out that I forgot to take out the other screw that didn't have any problems. I started prying the blade out and ended up breaking the planer entirely. Afterward, I reviewed my mind and I thought, I told Doug that I was prepared to fail at this, but actually, I wasn't prepared to fail at all. I spent the next 3 days mired in dukkha, full of reproach about my foolish mistake. It took quite a while to let that one go. So it's important to learn how to fail without taking it personally. After all, taking things personally is the very thing we're learning to let go of. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.